Hey everyone, I am the Jacobite, and welcome back to West of Loathing. Where we last left off, we had just discussed or dismissed a few ghosts, but we'd also encountered the attorney, and we were not able to confirm that one because I don't know how to find the McCready guy. Like, we have to provide evidence to her that he didn't die. We have lots of potential evidence, circumstantial evidence though, but no solid leads. So we're gonna pick it up where we left it off. Let's see. So Florence, what do we got? According to my weird instruments, there are 9 ghosts left on the premises. More precisely, there are 3 left on the first floor, 3 left on the second, and 3 on the third. Let's see, what accent do I want to do for her this time? Maybe I'm gonna do a different accent. Alright, so, who do we have? We've got her. Didn't we get the moose eye? Hello again, dear. Were you able to find me a new eye? Yeah, kind of. How kind, thank you very much. She takes the glass eye from you and puts it in, whereupon it falls through her and onto the floor. She tuts as she picks it up. Oh dear, it's a little too physical. Yeah, I wasn't certain that this would work. Don't worry, this is easily fixed. Do you have a hammer that I can borrow? Hammer? Yes. That'll do nicely, thank you. She takes the hammer, places the glass eye on her desk, and smashes it with a precise crack. Ah, perfect. She gives you back the hammer and plucks the ghost of the glass eye from the shattered fragments. After blowing the dust off of it, she tucks it into her eye socket. That fits much better. Does it work? Well, now that you mention it, no, I can't actually see with it. It is the ghost of a glass eye, after all. A glass eye. Oh dear, this won't do at all. What a shame! You know, I don't really understand why your eye is still missing. What do you mean? Well, I always assumed when someone loses an arm or something, it just sticks around as an arm ghost. Well, that's why people say they can feel it itching sometimes, because they've still got an arm there, but it's a ghost. It's even called phantom limb syndrome. So logically, if the rest of you become the ghost after that, it would hook right back up. But then, where did my eye go? Maybe it got pushed back inside your head. The ghost thinks about this for a second, then shakes her head. No, that seems... Wait, what? I do think I felt something just then. She shakes her head again. My goodness gracious! Keep going! It's like one of those puzzles where you try to get the marble in the hole. She bends her head forward and continues shaking. You almost hear a faint rattling sound and then a plop. She straightens back up, blinking with 2 eyes. You did it! Well, I'll thank you so much, dear. I never would have thought of that. No problem. Have a nice time in heaven or wherever. The ghost gives you a friendly wave and fades out of sight. Well, that's that then. Alright. Didn't I find something? I found like a small stick of dynamite. What if you stuck those into one of the cigars you found? The cigar. Oh, from Mr. Gunn. Yeah, what if? Wait a second. Exploding cigar. Hilarious. That's what he needed. I think this is what you're looking for. That's an exploding cigar? Yep. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, but not this time. What did you use for the explosives? I found a really small firecracker, just big enough to blow up a cigar without also blowing up someone's face. Also without the, violet lead projectile. You're a genius. Please let me see it in action so I can finally rest. Light it up, light it up. Oh yeah, I'm so cool. I'm so not cool. Don't smoke, kids. Oh, he loved it. Oh, that's awesome. Alright. So, that is 2 ghosts down. Wham wham. Just like that. So, we've got only 1 left here on the 2nd floor. And now I can unbar this and head inside. And we know this isn't a ghost, but... What the... Cosmos herself. Ooh, modern snake oil. Not that that's useful for me, but... be great. One of the museum employees is sitting here reading a magazine, as you can see. Congratulate him on his newfound freedom. Congratulations! I freed you! You're free! Huh? Free from what? Well, from being locked in this room with nothing to do except to read that magazine. Ah. So, you freed me from having an excellent excuse for not doing my crappy job. Well, you freed me from the burden of relaxing in here instead of emptying trash cans and cleaning toilets. Great. Look, you're a real hero. I could just lock the door again. No, it's too late now. No, I'm free. Free as the wind blows. Free as my job blows. Thank you. You're welcome. He leaves, taking the chair with him. Oh no. Well, that's gratitude for you. That's gratitude for you. Alright, so we still have one more guest here. It's not in the restroom. Where is this ghost? It's the one, it's her, yeah. So I gotta find a way to settle McCready. Otherwise, this floor is done. Alright, so I gotta go back to the first floor. What do I have here? Anything here at all that I've missed? Nope. Cellar, no, we don't have any in the cellar. I wonder if there's anybody else in the hedge maze. Let's see, we have 3. We've got the Artist, which I need to find him a, what was it, a picture of himself or something? I mean, I don't think I have that. And then I need to make chili, wasn't it? White spices. I'll have to go spice hunting. Oh, there we go, chili spices, perfect. On the spices, our beanless, devoid of legumes, sans haricots, as the French say. Oh, we're gonna go find some beans then. Okay, so if I need to find beans, and I need to find his picture, where? Aha, it's this guy. That's the one. That's the third one, pardon me. And I need to find something, some pants without legs, whatever that would be. And it's not gonna be in the dining room, because I've already freed that guy. Oh no, I haven't freed that guy. So wait, there's 4 ghosts down here, isn't there? Because we have Le Artist. We have Le Artist. We've got the guy who's eating. We've got... Oh no, that is the same guy. Never mind. That's insane. Let's go through the, let's just start going back through. I've gone through all the rooms here on the first floor and second floor. So let's go to the cellar and just start looking around. Oh! There you go. There's the photo of Le Artist. That's 1 down. Is there anything here we can make? I've already made a silent or 2. Don't have damage, alright, so... Don't think... anything here to do. Yeah, I already cleared out the spiders. Pole shoot it on up. That takes us to the hedge, I think. Let's just, yeah, let's try and figure this thing out. Weird, this bush seems to be full of pinto and kidney beans. Well, there we go! You didn't think those grew on bushes, and especially didn't think they both grew on the same bush. Oh yeah, that's right! I did go past this. Like, when I first got here, I completely forgot about it. I completely forgot. Well, there's my chili beans. So that's literally those 2 ghosts already dealt with. So now I need to figure out how... I've got the W... Is there anything more to this hedge maze? I mean, there's some other destination, but I don't know what it is. Because I mean, I can do this, and then I can go here, and then it's just directions. And I'm just back out here again. So there's some directional. There's some directional hints here, and I don't know what those are. I wonder if there's anything in my inventory. Something that has, you know, either arrows pointing which way as a hidden code, or northwest, southeast kind of stuff. Well, if I ever see Rufus again, I can hand him that geometry textbook. better than my large plush cat. This one's, yep, that's pretty good. Alright. Back we go. Let's go ahead and deal with 2 of these ghosts. In this, not the cellar, not the parlor, the liardest, in the kitchen. Alright, throw in the spices, toss in the beans. No, no gun, no gun. Chili sin pistoles, there we go. And then, I found an old photo that actually looks like you. Ah, marvelous! What a resemblance! Yeah, it's a pretty decent pic. Good thing light travels faster than bullets. Now, my image will not be lost to the ravages of time. Merci beaucoup, my friend! He hangs the photo in the window and dissipates into nothing. Off Wiederhauser. I did not read it. I did not look closely enough to read that. Alright, so now we can go to the dining room and give him the chili without a gun in it. Alright. I am back and I've got a bowl of 100% gun-free chili right here. Oh my gosh, thank you so... Oh, is something wrong? Well, see, I can only eat ghost food. How do I... Do you need me to murder this chili for you? Not to put too fine a point on it, but yes. Alright, I guess I'll try to find a humane way to do this. Oh, man. How am I supposed to find a way to... Can you shoot it with science? What's the skinny, compadre? Yeah. 6 ghosts left. How... Hey, do you have to make chili? Oh, crap. So how am I supposed to kill this chili? Huh. I'm gonna look around some more. And I'll see if I find something. Smother the chili with a pillow. Well, I found something. You sigh and do what has to be done. You got an item, chili sin pistoles muerto. Alright, well, there we go. That'll do it. That'll do it right there. Alright, back to the dining room we go. Yep. Okay, I've euthanized your chili. Here you go. You hand the ghost bowl of chili and he immediately gobbles it up. With a long, finally satisfied sigh, he dissipates. Happy trails, big guy. Thank you so much for dealing with that ghost. I'm so exhausted. What were you even doing? He kept demanding ghost food, but I don't really know how to cook, except like nachos and popcorn, and just the regular kind, not ghost nachos and popcorn. But he was really insistent, so I figured ghost food is probably invisible, right? So I just pretended and gave him empty plates. I guess it worked, even though that doesn't really make any sense. Anyway, thanks again. I'll work at the snack bar in the visitor center, so I'll see you around there. Okay, see you later. Alright, we just have 1 ghost left here, and that is on this floor, right? And that is... Hey, compadre, how many do we have left? 1 on the first floor, 1 on the second, and 3 on the third. Wait, which is the one on the first floor again? Not in the parlor. It's not the kitchen. I've dealt with those 2 ghosts. I just met this ghost, too. I should, oh yeah, it's this guy. I need to find a pair of pants that don't have pant legs in them. So, well, let's go up to the 3rd floor and start working on the 3 ghosts up there. Because I know the ghost on the 2nd floor is the attorney. So, 3rd floor we go. What do we got? Music room. I think we gotten this guy done. That was sweet. I liked that one too. Kids room. I don't think we had anything left to do in the kids room, but let's just double check. Oh! There's a plaid skirt in here! Okay, that's clever. That's clever. How did I miss this last time? There's nothing else of interest in here. Probably. Probably? Yeah, well, there might be a portal to a magical fantasy realm in the back of, or something. I mean, you never know. Well, you don't find any magical portals, darn, but you do find a diary. You flip through it, but there's nothing of particular interest except an entry about how the author was excited to leave her sleepaway camp the next day with her sisters, and how she was thankful to someone called Uncle Chet for getting the ticket since it was gloomy around the manor ever since her father went missing. Uncle Chet? Is this one of the rooms of the 3 girls that went missing? The daughters of Mrs. Gunn? Oh, we have this girl as well. How do I get tea? How am I gonna get tea? I need like tea leaves. The hedge must have the tea leaves in it. I don't need another stuffing of wad, but I guess I'll grab it. So that's that room, that's the music room. Mrs. Gunn, yeah, we're still working on it. Mr. Gunn, I've got the billiards guy here, right? Challenge him to a game. Let's see, you point your cue and the ghost nods and racks the ball. He utterly trounces you. You just can't seem... That was a sad... Yep. You're gonna need to lathe this back to true. Lathe. What does lathe mean again? I should look that up in the dictionary. Was there anything else here? Not a thing. Let's go down to the 2nd floor and figure out what lathe. Because I honestly don't know what lathe means. Let's go to the library. Lathe. A gadget above a small umbrella. Well, that's not helpful. Well, man, oh man, now I'm just on quest, I'm just on item finding. I need to lathe it. That's such a weird thing. Alright, well, let's just check this out. We've already been through here. Yeah. Nothing here. We've already defeated this ghost. Or not defeated, we beat him in the game of knife checkers. So we can turn off the lights here to show that we're done. Those are the cigars. I've already used those. I could fight that again, but I don't need to. Okay, at this point then, I guess let's just go back to the coach and we'll go to the Gun Manor Visitor Center and see if any of these people have any other info. Oh, hi, thanks again for freeing me from that book. Yeah, I know. Let's see, let's get some more information on Mrs. Gunn's family. Well, let's see, she married Dan Staple Remover in 1870. Staple Remover? Is that any... That's not of any coincidence. That's not like relevant to the people at Deadwood, right? Huh. He was the inventor of the staple remover, did you know that? They'd met at an inventors convention 3 years previously. Dan decided to take her last name because he had wanted to call his invention Office Chompers, and he was always a little annoyed that people called it after him instead. They had 3 daughters named Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose. That's nice. Unfortunately, Dan vanished mysteriously in 1889, shortly after Rose was born. Nobody knows what happened to him, although it's generally assumed he was killed by bandits while he was on the road for gun industry's business. And then all 3 of the girls went missing the year after. They went to summer camp. Uh-oh. And were just never heard from again. Uh-oh. No ransom note or anything. Mrs. Gunn was never the same after that, naturally. Uh-oh. So, who is this Uncle Chet? Who is this benefactor? Huh. Let's see, anything useful here? No, nothing here. Alright, let's go see what the snacks that he has for sale are. Increases your melee damage and armor by 15. Yeah, we're definitely doing the gunpowder turkey leg. Wow. So I'm still missing the photos, the candy guy. Oh, it's you, my hero and savior. So I'm missing 2. One of those is the guy who takes the pictures. Who is the other person? I wonder who the other person that we have to free is. I wonder if they're... We already freed the guy here. Is there anything else here that I can use? Boo! So like, oh, this is the lathe! Now I got a balanced billiards cue. Okay, okay. Fine. Anything else in here? No, there isn't. Okay, so now I can go talk to that dude and get him beaten at the game. Alright, let's beat him. He proceeds to crush you. Still? Something feels wrong, like your cue isn't connecting with the ball properly. The ghost shakes his head at you. You're totally new to this, ain't ya? You gotta chalk your cue. Chalk? Or can I borrow yours? Mine's ghost chalk. Wouldn't work. Dang it. Alright, well, what do we have around here that's chalk? Didn't I do something with chalk while I was here recently? Not here, but like recently I did something with chalk, right? Didn't I like write out boo with chalk or something like that? Was that on the second floor or was it on the third floor? It wasn't in the music room, right? No. Was it in the kids' room? I bet you it's in the kids' room. Yep, there it is. Yep, there we go. There's the chalk. Blue chalk. Alright. Alright, 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 alright. Roll, roll, roll your boat gently down the hallway. Alright, now we gotcha. There we go! It's a close match. You have to consult that geometry book a few times just to work out all the angles. Oh, the geometry book! So that was useful after all. Sweet! The game comes down to a fight for the 8-ball, and you manage to barely squeak out the win when the ghost catches an unlucky bounce off the corner of a pocket. Well, shucks, nice shooting, Tex. He flips you a finger gun salute, winks, and fades into nothingness. Hooray! Florence, how many do we have left? Still 4 ghosts left. 1 on the first floor, 1 on the second, and 2 on the third. 2 on the third? How are there 2 on the third? We have the ghost girl with the tea party. Where is the other ghost? Unless the only other person up here, besides the elevator attendant, me and my posse, is Mrs. Gunn. Well, technically the other attendant, but that guy's not a ghost. I bet you Mrs. Gunn is the final ghost. It's Wyatt and Florence, ma'am, the ghost hunters. Florence and Wyatt. Whatever. 4 of them left. 4 of them left. I bet you she's the 4th ghost. Well, how do we deal with her then? Does she know she's a ghost? Why would she have called exterminators to exterminate ghosts if she doesn't realize or is a ghost? That doesn't make sense. Alright, well, I gotta find some tea leaves. I bet you they're in the hedge, but I don't know how to get there. There must have been some key that I missed. Some sort of a hint or something. Cause, oh, this is new. Would you look at that crazy thing? Let's destroy it from here with herbicide. Psh, be gone. A sign on the well. I need a wishing token. Dang it. Okay, let's go back to the coaches. Get another wishing token for like 100, for way more than I want to spend, but that's alright. Back we go, rolling our boat gently down the road. We really are rolling our body this time. Gosh, this is a long manor. Alright, here we are. Let's see. You hold the token over the well and try to think of something to wish for. After a few seconds, you accidentally drop the token into the well without making a wish. Bummer. Dang it, I wish I had that token back. Oh no! You hear some chimes and a rope appears on the wishing well's crossbeam. Well, how about that? Oh, yeah. There we go. And water. Back into the boilers where it leads. Well, that still doesn't unfortunately give me any hints or anything. That really just costs me money for nothing. It's a meat bush. You didn't think they could grow in this climate. Sweet, 300 meat, Frisco poppy, shockwood, leaf extract, oco weed, lortwort pollen, tea leaves! There we go! Yes! Yes! Okay, now we've got the tea leaves. Back to the coach. So now we can go ahead and help the girl move on. And have her wonderful tea party finally. So let's go ahead and... Where is she located? Is she located in the music? Or in the kids' room? I did. Wait. I did find tea. I'm not gonna make tea from her tiny bones. Some boiling water. Gosh darn it, I have to go back to the... I gotta go right back. I'll be right back. Sorry. Ugh. Alrighty, so there we go. Tea service with tea. Is there anything else I need to do? Yes. Okay. There we go again. I sure did. Hello again, sir. Did you find some real tea? I sure did. Here you go. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. She serves the tea and the four of you, okay, well, not the doll, sip it with your pinkies extended in genteel fashion. Then, with a giggle and a wave, she fades away. Rest in peace, kiddo. Oh, thank God. I thought that would never be over. Look at me. I'm shaking like a leaf. Kind of a freaky situation, right? Having to deal with little kids freaks me out bad enough. Having to interact with a ghost of one was horrifying. Anyway, thanks for the rescue. I need to get back to work. What do you do here? I run the candy counter in the visitor center. Oh, Alright, turn that off. That's another room done. What was in this first room? Oh, yeah, that's that done. So I think at this point, the kids' room is completely done. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now we gotta deliver the pants, or not the pants. Technically, it's a skirt, but couldn't we just call it a kilt, like the Scotsmans do? You know? And he was in the parlor. No, he was in the. He wasn't in the kitchen, was he? Oh yeah, he was in the back room. The pantry. That's where he was. Oh, the pantry! I just realized the joke. Pantry, pants. Guys, the pantry has pants in it, you know, because it's called a pantry. Get it? A plaid skirt. How about the skirt? Look, I understand that generalization of clothing maybe shouldn't be a thing, but I'm kind of old-fashioned. Or, did I say skirt? I meant kilt. Well, it's a kilt. It's a special kind of foreign legless pants. For men. Here, try it. Hey, that's really nice. Thanks a lot. Alright, there's that one. Alright, so we have, I think that's all of the ghosts on the first and third floor done. 2 ghosts left. Okay, so we're back to the McCready problem. How do I solve McCready? Let's head back, because I feel like I've exhausted everything here. Let's head back to... Just maybe the bartender knows something? Ever heard of a fella named McCready? McCready? Nope, don't ring a bell. Dang it. Would have been about 17 years ago. Heck, I got a long memory, but not that long. I only started working here 6 or 7 years ago anyhow. What about the guest register? We only keep those for the last couple of years. Only place I know of that might have records as far back as what you need would be the post office. I went to the post office already. But I already went to the post office. I was ahead of the game. I'm trying to find a game named McCready. There's a possibility he might have passed through here about 17 years ago. Passed through? We don't stamp passports here. Yeah. If he stayed for a while, I might have a forwarding address. Ooh, can you check please? Alright, them books could use a dusting anyway. 1 sec. She pulls some big ledgers out of her desk and blows a huge cloud of dust into the air, then starts leafing through them. 17 years, round about 78 then? 76, 77, 78? Marin, Mapleston, McMurphy, McCready. Ah, got a Matt McCready, that the one? That's him. No forwarding address, but you could ask at his old place just out to the northwest of here. Let me see your map. Oh yeah, looks like you already got it here. Desert House, that's the one. Really? So the Desert House used to be McCready's house. Eek. Matthew McCready, 1846 to 1887, stuck to his guns. You dig until your shovel hits a wooden coffin and haul the lid open. A skeleton blinks at you. Or, well, it doesn't, but anyway. Howdy? Howdy, are you guilty, McCready? Well, now, I ain't heard that nickname in... What year is it? 1895. 17 years. No, I tell a lie. There was one at one time 8 years ago. The same McCready that escaped the gallows during an eclipse? Heh. Well, now, since the statute of limitations is expired, I might as well fess up. Yup, that was me. Real sweet plan, too. Apart from the one little hitch, it went off smooth as silk. Even worked in a little misdirection to lead the law to them 2 other fellas instead of me. Serves them right, too. They was real murderers, not like me. I never killed a man except in a fair fight. Well, except for that one little hitch you mentioned, You miscalculated how long to delay the trial, so in order not to miss the eclipse, you called for a trial by combat. Oh, well, yep, that's the truth of it. You're blaming me for Miss Wainwright's death, I suppose. Why didn't you just trust her? She would have gotten you declared innocent. She had a real good head on her shoulders, sure, but so did that prosecutor fella. I didn't rate the odds better than 50-50. Not good enough. And anyway, the trial by combat was part of her job. She should have been ready. Well, that stinks. She trusted you. She's a ghost now because she feels guilty about losing that trial. I spent ages trying to convince her you weren't innocent, and she backed you every step of the way despite the fact that you got her killed. And you don't even care? Hell, you bite your tongue, sonny. You don't know me. Don't care. I did what I felt I had to do to stay alive, and I felt damn guilty about what happened to Miss Wainwright. But I ain't taking all the blame for it, no sir. She'll tell you herself she should have been better prepared, just like she told me that day, apologizing with her last breath. I gave up gunfighting for her. Gave up the only thing I lived for, that's how I felt about it. You gave up gunfighting? Weren't easy, but I did. Bought this house, bought this land, raised some chickens, and had a little vegetable garden. Place has gone to hell since I died, that's a shame. Anyway, I never fired my pistol again, not even at a damn fence post. Well, that's not what it says on your grave. Oh, read it again. That's the feller what killed me having a little ironic joke, I reckon. Someone killed you? You're only the second person to track me down. First one was 9 years after the trial. Vic Timsbury's brother hunting for revenge. What happened? He challenged me to a duel, and I told him I ain't doing that no more. He asked me again, and I said no, and he hollered at me and took my pistol out of the closet and threw it at his feet so he could see how the cylinder was all rusted shut. And he cocked his gun at him and asked me one last time, and I said no, and the last thing I remember is the bang. Jeez. Kind of him to bury me, though. Guess you weren't all bad. Do you want to see Felicity again? I could take you to her ghost. Nah. I reckon I'll just go back to sleep. Ain't right, a dead fellow walking around. Just tell her sorry for me, alright? Here, you can give her my pocket watch. She'll recognize it. McCready's pocket watch. Alright. Bye, McCready. Now, that's a good pocket watch. So long, fella. You close the coffin and fill the hole back in. Well, there we go. That is the end of that. What a story that is. Man, what a story. Although one thing that doesn't make sense to me, why was he put on trial for a legal gunfight? The gunfight was legal, wasn't it? Like, it was a duel. Why was he accused of murder? Maybe, I don't know. I wonder why. I wonder if I missed something there. Hey, I got a question for you. Are you ready for this? What now? I found McCready's grave. He wasn't executed. You're 100% certain it's him? Not some other man named McCready? It was him. I spoke to him personally. Spoke to him? He's alive? Not exactly. He's a skeleton. We talked for a while, and then he asked me to bury him again so he could go back to sleep. What did he say? He confirmed our guesses. He knew about the eclipse in advance and stalled the trial for his escape plan, but stalled it too long and decided to hedge his bet by calling the trial by combat. I see. He gave up gunfighting. He what? He bought a little house and raised chickens. Never fired his pistol again. In fact, he left it to rust. 9 years later, Tim Spurrier's brother caught up to him and challenged him to a revenge match. McCready refused repeatedly, so the guy shot him. He said to tell you he was sorry. He looks at you silently for a moment, then sighs and shakes her head. She smiles at you. Thank you, Wyatt. You'd make a damn fine attorney. She shakes your hand and fades from view as she does so. Oh, I didn't give you a chance to give you his pocket watch. Quite the precedent indeed. Aw, man. Well, I guess now it's my pocket watch. Although that's going to be a tough customer to beat out, a freaking Gun Manor rifle token, or pistol token. Like, that's a lot of moxie and a lot of pistol attack damage, although we're kind of buffed already on attack damage right now. So, I think, according to my weird instruments, there is only one ghost left on the premises, and it's on the, let's see, the 3rd floor of the manor. Alright, off we go. Alright, so, Flo. Let's go ahead and talk to Mrs. Gunn. This door's locked and no... Yep, alright. Knock, knock. Yes? It's Wyatt and Florence, ma'am. The ghost hunters. Florence and Wyatt. Whatever. I do feel significantly less haunted. Did you get rid of all the ghosts? We sure did, ma'am. Actually, my scanner says there's still... Wait, shh. Yes, ma'am. All ghosts accounted for. Well, that's splendid. Come right on in. Thanks. Yes, she is. She is the final ghost. Hello, Mrs. Gunn. Hello. Wyatt, was it? Thank you so much for getting rid of all those ghosts for me. Yeah, about that. Turns out there's one left. Oh dear. Well, I'll need you to take care of it before I can pay you. Mrs. Gunn, I've got some bad news for you. Oh? What's that? It's you. You're a ghost, ma'am. Well, I'll be. When did that happen, I wonder? My condolences. Why, thank you. You're very kind. You know, this does explain some things. Like what? Well, I haven't had any appetite for months, nearly a year in fact. They kept sending food up from the kitchen in the dumbwaiter, but I've just been dropping it out the window and sending the empty plates back so the chef won't have her feelings hurt. There's also the fact that you're, well, translucent? Well, yes, I thought it was just cataracts. Mrs. Gunn, this prompts a question, you know. Oh? What's that? Why are you a ghost? Well, I'm sure I don't know. You're the expert, perhaps you can tell me. Actually, that's me. I'm the expert. Do you have some kind of unfinished business? Something that's tying you to this place? Well, now that you mention it, yes, I suppose I do. You mind telling me about it? My entire family disappeared a few years ago. My husband and 3 daughters. Oh yeah, I heard about that. I'm sorry for your loss. The sheriff suspected they'd been kidnapped for ransom, but no one ever made any demands. They just vanished. I never found out what happened. I always thought they were taken away by ghosts. Why did you think that? I've always felt guilty about how many people have been killed by my invention. The belt buckle? The gun? Oh, right, sorry. I used to worry that their ghosts would come back to haunt me. When I built this house, I had an electrical anti-ghost field installed in the walls of this room so they couldn't get in. No way! Well, that's not the right accent. Yeah, no way. No way. No way. No way. Awesome. Wait, that doesn't affect you? Well, I'm sure it would if I attempted to walk through the wall, but it never occurred to me to try. Aha. After Dan and the girls disappeared, I became so sure the ghosts had gotten them that I locked myself in here, after donating the rest of the house to the Historical Society so there'd be someone to look after the place. Now I feel rather silly about the whole thing. Silly? I mean, ghosts do exist, obviously. Well, yes, but now that I'm a ghost myself, I can sense the presence of other ghosts, and they only just arrived in this house yesterday or the day before. That was when I called for an exterminator. You know, I didn't even question how I knew they were here, but I don't think that there have been any ghosts here before then. Why did they all show up yesterday? I couldn't say. They all seemed very angry and confused, but since they couldn't get in here, they gave up and started just wandering around the house. They gave up quite easily, actually. Well, maybe because you were already a ghost yourself, Well, Mrs. Gunn, what are we gonna do with you? What do you mean? You did contract me for 13 ghosts, ma'am. You're the 13th. Oh, yes. Obviously, I could simply renegotiate the number with you, but perhaps you should go ahead and exorcise me or whatever you do. I'd rather find a more peaceful solution. Peaceful solution? What do you mean? But we can also release you from your ghostitude by solving the problem that's keeping you here. In your case, I guess that means finding out what happened to your family. Oh, well, I would be very grateful if you could. I assume they're dead, and to be honest, I think I've gotten used to that fact, but I surely would like to know what actually happened. Alright, I'll see what I can do. What's this? Break in case of attic. Oh yeah, wasn't there an attic? That I had to, was it in Mr. Gunn's room? Was that where it was? In like the billiards? Like at the very end? Yes, there it is. There's a trapdoor in the ceiling here and you just happen to have just the stick for it. Who is that? Flo? Oh, that guy looks like he's been living up here or something. That's creepy as heck. Creepier than if you were an actual ghost. I mean, yeah? Yes? Yeah, on reflection, I agree. Is there anything here? Yeah, I guess I could ask him. Who are you? Hey, who the heck are you? I'm Wyatt shooting at me, but since I'm not the guy who's apparently hiding out in Mrs. Gunn's attic, I feel like you ought to be the one answering that question. Who am I? Well, that's just frickin' typical. I'm Chet Bullet, damn it. Am I supposed to have heard that name before? Yes, I am. Chet. This is Uncle Chet. Yes, you damn well should've. Mrs. Gunn invention would have been nothing without mine. Wait, let me guess. You invented the bullet. Phew. I thought for sure you were going to say belt buckle again. Oh shoot, now I want to change my guess. You're damn right I invented the bullet, but I was her assistant, so did I get any credit? Hell no. Well, it sounds like you've got a bit of an axe to grind. Not for much longer. Aw, jeez. Yeah, looks like we found the bad guy. Okay, Chet, go ahead and tell us the details of your whole nefarious plan. I don't care much for your tone. Why should I tell you anything? Well, if you don't want to take credit for whatever your genius plan is, I'm fine to let you languish in obscurity. Well, it's too late for you to stop me anyway, so I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell you. Certainly not as much as not telling me would. When Mrs. Gunn dies, control of the company and the patents passes to me. I'm no murderer, mind you. I like to keep my hands clean. But I figured there might be some other people who'd have a bone to pick with her considering their manner of death. You summoned all those ghosts? That's right. All it took was some basic seance equipment, wired up to the house's belfry for amplification. A snap for a mechanical genius like me. But seance gear summons ghosts related to the summoner. That's the whole point of a medium. A person who knows how to direct a summoning on someone else's behalf, so you get to talk to your own grandma instead of the summoners. You don't seem like the medium type to me. More like a small, but that does explain something I've been wondering about. Oh? It didn't make any sense for all the ghosts here to be haunting Mrs. Gunn, because some of them weren't killed by guns, but they were all killed by bullets. Naturally, I anticipated that there'd be a couple of those. That's why I rigged this room with an anti-ghost field, which I cleverly boosted so that ghosts couldn't even sense me up here. So your plan was to summon a bunch of angry ghosts who would initially be looking for you, but would haunt Mrs. Gunn instead when they couldn't find you? Correct. And once they haunted her to death, Gunn Industries will be all mine. Well, I hate to be the bearer of good news, but Mrs. Gunn is dead. On the bright side, she's been dead for a year, so you pretty much wasted your time. What? Really? I'm rich. Now I just need to get out of here without all those ghosts spotting me. Yeah, the ghosts are gone too, so you're pretty much in the clear. Wonderful! That anti-ghost field was pretty effective, but it was starting to make the back part of my brain itch. He flips a switch on an electrical device and you suddenly become aware of the absence of an extremely low frequency hum right on the edge of your hearing. Well, there's something else I wanted to ask you about. Ask away! What happened to Mrs. Gunn's family? Oh, them. They've been out of the picture for years. I heard a rumor Dan got killed by desperados and buried in a shallow grave out in the backside of nowhere. But of course I wouldn't actually know anything about that. Lucky for me, since I couldn't have inherited the company with him around, or their daughters. You son of a... Relax, the girls are fine, I'm not a monster. I'm pretty sure you're a monster. There's a weird little island kingdom somewhere on the other side of the ocean. Apparently it's stuck in some kind of bizarre temporal field that keeps nearly anyone from entering or leaving. Can't even find the place if you don't know how. Fortunately, I know a guy who knows how, so I gave the girls 3 free ride tickets to Sleepaway Camp. Wasn't that nice of me? You are an absolute bastard. Oh, that hurts my feelings. Fortunately, I'm about to have a whole lot of money to console myself with. Why you... Hold on. We should talk to Mrs. Gunn first before you tear this ass a new hole. Huh? I thought she was dead. Well, depending on what she says, you might be too. Crime doesn't pay. Now, there's only a better way to deal with that a-hole. I've good news and bad news. Go on, I'm ready. Chet Bullitt had your husband killed and your daughters kidnapped, so he'd be the sole inheritor of your company when he died. He's also the reason all the ghosts were here. That son of a... I should have suspected something when he started being so ingratiating back then. And when he wrote off desperados on his expense count. I'd write him out of my will, but I suppose it's too late. That's rather galling. What's the good news? He says your daughters are safe. They're just on a magical island somewhere that nobody can get to? Well, that's not exactly comforting, but at this point I'll take it. Plainly, if he wanted to kill them, he'd have just done so. Wait, you spoke to him personally? Yeah, he didn't know you were already dead, so he's been hiding in your attic for the last couple of days, waiting for the ghosts to kill you. What do you want me to do with him? I'll leave it up to you. I'm not in a state to make any reasoned judgment. In any case, you've answered my question, and I can feel myself moving on already. Thank you for all your help. With a sad wave, Mrs. Gunn fades from view. Then, almost as an afterthought, the lock on her desk drawer pops open. Inside, you find a check written out to Cunningham Ghost Annihilation Services, which Flo snagged with a cha-ching and a blueprint. Mrs. Gunn's blueprint. Alrighty. And with that, all the lights here go off. So, now we gotta decide what to do with Chet Bullitt. Son of a motherless goat. I'm not done with you yet. Wait here. Holy cow, there are some really big bells hanging above you. This house is the biggest bells of them all. Couldn't I just summon all the ghosts back? Right? It's a box of science stuff. This looks like maybe operates the large bells hanging above you. Ring the bells. Set the details. It's Boo. I bet you this is Boo. Unless this is a musical chord. Come on. It's Boo, isn't it? It's Boo! Yes! As the eerie sound of the bells fades away, ethereal outlines begin to appear around you and resolve one at a time into familiar spirits. Monsieur Lealdest, and then the lady who is running the Boo and Breakfast, and the librarian. You know, you really didn't get very many of their names. Maybe you should be better about introducing yourself to people. Anyway, you're soon surrounded by a small crowd of ghosts, with Mrs. Gunn being the last to arrive. This is the bell tower in my house. Wyatt, what's happened? Yeah, nice to see you again, but what's up, counselor? I suppose you're all wondering why I've summoned you here today. I did just ask that, yes. Well, I've come into some information that I think you all might be interested in. This won't take long, will it? I need to get back to the afterlife. What's the hurry? They've got an all-you-can-eat buffet with every kind of meat in nugget form. Oh my gosh. You unholster your pistol and slowly put it against your temple. Can't get there that way, you dummy. Rats. You put the gun away. That was a little dark. Anyway, let me explain. Felicity, how did you feel when you got here? Originally, I mean. Well, I remember being very angry. I wanted revenge for my death. But the feelings went away pretty quickly and I couldn't remember why I felt like that. I'm not the vengeful type. It doesn't even really make sense in your case. Yes, exactly. I never bore any ill will toward the prosecutor that shot me. Was it basically the same for the rest of you? Just like that, yes. Myself as well. Me too. Thought so. Well, here's the deal. You were all summoned for the explicit purpose of taking revenge on Mrs. Gunn here. Attention! I was not killed by Le Gun. I wasn't either. Yes, some of you weren't. The summoning happened based on your connection to the summoner himself, Chet Bullitt, the inventor of the bullet, but he was hiding with anti-ghost technology and assumed that enough of your deaths would be gun-related that you turn your attention to Mrs. Gunn instead. Well, that's just dirty pool, and I should know considering I got shot for playing dirty pool. The thing is, he didn't know that Mrs. Gunn was already a ghost, so with nobody to take revenge on, you all just reverted to your regular state of mind. Huh. Well, I appreciate the info, but was it really necessary to call us all back just to tell us that? What I really wanted to tell you is that Chet Bullet has turned off his anti-ghost field. He's over there at the other end of the attic. Now, I'm not going to make any noise about how he's ultimately responsible for all your deaths, because that would be both crazy and also belittle the actual circumstances of your deaths. But Chet Bullet murdered Mrs. Gunn's husband, kidnapped her daughters, and attempted to use you all to kill Mrs. Gunn herself. So, if you all are interested in a little frontier justice, 13 is a pretty good number for a posse. The ghosts all turn to look at each other and their eyes begin to glow red. Uh-oh! The hunter is the first to leave the circle, closely followed by the poacher. Soon they've all left except for Felicity Wainwright and Mrs. Gunn. Mrs. Gunn looks hesitant for a moment, then seems to make up her mind. She gives you a stern nod, then follows the others. You turn away and soon hear a man screaming, but the sound quickly decreases in volume as though he were being pulled a great distance away, and then it's gone entirely. I figured you wouldn't be into it, Felicity. Yeah, despite everything, I still believe in the rule of law. Didn't see you trying to stop them, though. Nope. No, you certainly didn't. Well, I won't keep you any longer. Happy trails, counselor. You too, counselor. She fades away with a wink. All's well that ends well. Well, that's it. You reckon that your careful recon of the situation has brought some true reckoning to Gun Manor. Congratulations on getting the best ending. Feel free to wander around the grounds and enjoy the scenery, maybe wrap up some loose ends, but otherwise, you're pretty much done here. Thanks for playing The Reckonin at Gun Manor. And with that, so I wonder if there's any other dials I can, like... Well, that's nice. Yeah, that's a pretty good bell. Nice clear tones. I wonder if there's any other tone I could ring. I don't want to oh! There's just a weird black scorch mark on the floor where Chet was standing. Shoot. Alright, well now it's time to do the very, very last thing for Reckoning at Gun Manor. And that is to go back to the basement and craft the best item in the game. Mrs. Gunn's magnum opus. Her highest invention. Mrs. Gunn's opus. It's a bench cover, and we now have 9 muscle, 9 mysticality, and 9 moxie. I knew about this gun's existence, so you can probably understand why I wanted to have this gun before we finished playing West of Loathing, because, yeah, that doesn't hold a candle to Mrs. Gunn's opus. So, yeah. Can I make a Silenter? Yep, we got another Silenter. So I can now also silent this gun, if I so desire. But then I also can silver plate it as well. Look at that, 20 to 25 damage compared to 16 to 20. Well, that, with all of its scariness, craziness, ghostliness, and everything else in between, that will do it for the DLC of Reckonin at Gun Manor. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. I enjoyed this DLC thoroughly so much. And with that, we're going to go back now to Frisco and finish up West of Loathing proper itself, which we do still have quite a few things left to do in West of Loathing, so stay tuned for next time. And as always, I've been the Jacobite, and I will see you further down the line. Bye-bye.